All right, welcome back. We have about 327, 29, realcopstoryvideos.com, 40, 330, 330, and moving along really good. We got, they're all my babies. You know, we have, we have foot pursuits, we have gangs throwing rocks at us and running through the houses and chasing people. We have, explosives because guys doing pranks. We have guys eating brownies with boll weevils on them. The good one was one of my partners, they're quick drawing in the locker room and they shot him through the leg, and we covered that up. Okay, because the nurses were all dating or married to policemen, so we took her in the emergency room and nobody knew, nobody was a wiser. Okay, that's a good one. We all kept quiet for that for like 30 years until one of the guys passed away, and we all waved at each other because everybody kept this well-kept secret. Because remember, the conspiracy to cover it up was worse if we just said, hey, he shot accidentally and it's over. Okay, but everybody's anyway. So look those up; those are pretty good. Okay, we're working with search warrants again down in the South area. I'm running a 16-person unit, 2 women, 13 men, and myself. Two lesser supervisors. Anyway, so we do a lot of search warrants. So we did a search warrant, and we're going to do a search warrant. Let me explain. We're wearing a helmet, tactical black helmet. We have black bulletproof vests that said police all over the place. We're carrying ammo stuff for our weapons. We've got the bulletproof vest weighs about 35 pounds anyway. Okay, and then we have our guns on. We have extra handcuffs. We got plastic cuffs. We got, guys are carrying battering rams. Everybody's carrying a lot of equipment. So we hit a house. It's a little house, got a couple of hedges going up the sidewalk and little porch, and no big deal. We hit the house. 2 suspects are in there. And I've always done this. If you follow my videos, I'm pretty lighthearted. I joke. I treat suspects the way I think I should be treated. There's one guy had a hair lip, was spitting on me, so I became a hair lip and spit it back at him. Look that one up. I think it's a cleft palate, it's the title. It's a pretty good one. I'm sorry for people that have that, but I'm just telling you what happened. So I try to keep things on the upbeat with my guys, with everybody, because you can't get wound up on these things. Okay, it's just a warrant. It's not solving the Kennedy assassin here. It's just narcotics. So we get done with a warrant, and I had partners teamed up. I had, as the new ones come in, I give them to an old assigned detective, and they work together for a while till that person, man or woman, gets competent enough to be on her own, do her own cases. It takes about 4 or 5 months in there to learn really well. So I had a senior male detective, one of my senior guys, and a lady officer, and he's teaching her, and they became pretty close in this thing. And so we're done with the warrant. We're coming out, and we're coming out in a line because it's a narrow sidewalk, so it's like, I'm in the back, and there's 2x2s kind of coming out, kind of straggling out. We've got 2 suspects handcuffed, and they're walking, and in front of them is this male detective and a lady officer, and they're talking, and they're jibbing at each other, because you get that chipping away, and everything. So I'm walking a couple pieces back from these 2 suspects. They're handcuffed. They're young guys. They're probably, 25 years old. They're drug dealers, and that's a big deal. So we're walking down the sidewalk, and the lady says something like, "Oh yeah," and she chucks him, hits him like a shoulder chuck, and that male officer knocks him off his feet, and he falls backwards into the hedge. So he falls into the hedge where the hedge surrounds him. Okay. And the hedge is about maybe this wide, by about 4 feet, 3-4 feet deep. So it just surrounds him. He's laying there, and like a June bug, you can't get up because you're off your feet. This thing's holding you, and you got this, 45, 50 pounds of gear, and he's laying there trying to get up, and everybody's laughing. And the 2 suspects, they turn around, they look, and they're like, and they look at me, and I go, "You can laugh. That's pretty funny." And they just started laughing, the suspects, because they were afraid to laugh. Thought we were going to do something to them because they were laughing. I said, "That's pretty funny." And they're going, "Yeah, that's pretty funny, detective. That's pretty funny." I go, "Yeah, that's pretty good. You can laugh. Go ahead." And they're busting up. So we had to grab. Well, one of his partner, another guy, had to grab it and pull him up, pop him out like a cork because he couldn't get up. It was pretty funny. I mean, and of course, guys are saying, "Well, just leave him there. He's useless anyway." And we'll come back tomorrow and get you. And all that. That's really funny. And so then we picked him up, going back to the cars, and as they're walking to the cars, the suspects are just. They're talking to each other out loud, saying, "Man, that was funny, man. Oh, I never seen cops fall like that. Oh, man, that's great. She's pretty cool." They're praising the girl that did it. She goes, "I never liked them anyway." Oh, it was pretty good. But that's a short story, not much to it. But what's nice about that is that you treat people with respect, and they treat you back. And these guys told us some more locations that they dealt with, because they felt a little looser than most suspects. Most of us are all wound up. You arrest because you don't like me, you don't like blacks, you don't like Mexicans, whatever. All these reasons, instead of just accepting what you did. Nobody accepts responsibility anymore. But they were telling it because they had a lighthearted thing happen here, and they were very friendly. And we always interview all the suspects. I told you that one of the other stories where we arrested a lot of heroin users. We arrested them for the charge of being under the influence, but the biggest thing, we want to interview them, see where if they'll give us clues to where they've broken into, other crimes, and that's why we interview all these guys. And these guys gave us some other locations, and we got some more narcotics out of it, and they worked off their case. In other words, they gave us cases that were bigger than theirs, and then we can go to the district attorney when their case comes up and tell them that he helped us, and then they'll give them a little less sentence, which helps them on the end run. It helps us, it helps them. We can't guarantee they're going to drop anything, or even lesser the charges, but most DAs and courts will allow that because they know that they're helping the police. They're not trying to do anything stupid. So it worked out really well. So it was funny. We had a good laugh, and that's it. Never liked him anyway, right? So he's done. He's in the hedges. So see you later. Hope you enjoyed that. Bye bye.